True that.
Jokers do not care about your trifling trials and tribulations.
Well, I wouldn't say they're trifling, but they might be trials and tribulations. They still don't care. They still don't care.
Yeah, nah, they don't. It's like if it's somebody else's trials and tribulations, they trifling.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first time around, but all right, bro. Yeah. What up, Big Sean? I see you, son. Thank you for tuning in. We over here sparking Madism. Or at least I'm sparking Madism.
I'm just sparking.
Yeah, man. So you know what we do, Wes. We're going to put this video up right fast. Share some love with the people.
Yes, sir.
And get to inviting. So Big Sean, please do the same. Invite all your friends, your social media connections to the IZM Sports Show. And we're going to be right back at you.
It's called the Cypher. Hey, yo, what is a Cypher? What's it called? It's called the Cypher. Yo, it's called the Cypher. We can build a Cypher. The Cypher is a circle with all points connected. Where you get your boogie off and the weak get disrespected. The Cypher is so sacred, it takes place on hollow ground. B-boys seek the battle on a mission to follow sound. Beatbox DJ, banging on the table is the way we settle beef since the days of Cain and Abel. Axe Pop Master Fable, the jams at DMC. With DJs battle for world supremacy. The Cypher's not always round, but always on the square. Breakers be on the ground, but I'm gonna put the weed in the air. The Cypher's like the wheels of steel and scratch, it makes me itch. I get hyper with the lyrical skills when the DJ catch my pitch. When the fader's being switched, everything live in the mix, but still off the cut like I wear it on my wrist. What is a Cypher? What is a Cypher?
The Cypher, the cryptic writer, the mind igniter. I'm a rhymer designer, a line after line of rhymer. See, I'm an 80s rhymer, the crazy kind of you can't phase me rhymer. I write raw shit like I'm writing on baby diapers. I blaze these ciphers with basic shit. Savage, I'm on that kill for 8 type shit. Hit after hit, all classics, spit in the grit. You talk that hickory dick, you getting lickety split. This what you get, you ain't taking nothing from me. The goat that steps to KRS is the goat that's getting curried. Brain matter, I'm the original face slapper. It's been so many years, you must have forgot we used to chase rappers. Now I'm bust on these nappy-headed hoes, I must. You ain't bad boy, talk big, get your eye popped. That fake shit's not us, you know how Fresh Prince is. Career killer, I write death sentences. Hey, yo, what is a Cypher? Hey, yo, what is a Cypher? What is a Cypher? What is a Cypher? We can build a Cypher. Time is of the essence, every breath another second. I'm down by martial law, fighting through the game like Tekken. I ain't got no weapon when I camel walk like Johnny. Ringing bells when I rock the mic is poison like I'm Ronnie. Bob and weave through the dish and pull off in a new edition. Rapping is fundamental, whack MCs be steady riffing. I just stay in my lane when I'm on a scout like Kiffin. Looking for volunteers when there's a drought, I'm in the kitchen. Cooking up some special treats, not talking trout when I'm fishing. I cruise through a hunt with heavy clout when I'm on a mission. I'm special with the verse, every line in education. While y'all wrestle with the verse, I rhyme in meditation. Standing on one leg, balanced on a lotus, but still packed an eye for judgmental niggas who ain't the SCOTUS. You can roll with this when you done past the lighter. Rhymes going counterclockwise around the Cypher. What is a Cypher? What is a Cypher? What is a Cypher?
Word up. That is The Cypher by Hakim Green featuring the one and only KRS-One. Produced by Ron Lawrence off the upcoming album Aubrey.
Spliffington.
What's up, fellas?
Or can I call you fellow Cowboy fan?
Yeah, had to represent today. You know, Dak's back.
Yeah,
is he?
He's back. Yeah.
Is he for real? Is he?
Yeah, he's gonna play on Sunday, from what I understand.
He's practicing.
Man.
Yeah,
bro. I tell you, man, if your man Cooper would have had a back-to-back good games,
yeah,
you know they just need a reason to switch gears.
Listen. That was simply. I'm gonna give your man a lot of kudos, Kellen Moore, because scared money don't make money, and he coached that game like he just calling plays, and he made you got to go out there and execute. That's it.
Yeah,
but we got a lot of playmakers on the offensive line. You know, running back. You know, all of the receivers are stepping up.
Yeah,
the tight ends are solid. You know, when you have that much talent, a plethora of options, your game plan can be wide. That playbook can be wide open. You know,
and let's not front on the defense, because you know when your defense is stout and stepping up and you know causing the other team to go 3 and out, or making big stops in the red zone, like Dallas defense, you know, is really showing improving. Yeah, you know, even in that last game, there was some late penalties, questionable penalties like that on the defensive side, questionable. But man, they held up. You know, kept them 3 points, kept them to a field goal, and
held up.
Yeah, they held up.
Yeah.
So you know, it's good to see the Dallas Cowboys like we haven't seen them in about 25, 26 years or so.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah, man.
And you got what you got? DeMarcus Lawrence coming back. So you got some playmakers even coming back to the defense. So it's only gonna get better. They're gonna learn the scheme a little bit more, be more familiarized with what they're trying to do. I think it's only gonna get better. We just gotta stay injury free. If we can avoid the injury bug,
good money,
and hopefully right track for that number 1 seed and that only bye. So
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So where we at? And,
well, we gotta start out with the most important thing of the day is the congratulations to the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Kudos. I'm not gonna lie, I was wearing two-face, because I said I was rooting for Dusty, which I was internally, but I'm happy that Atlanta won. Not for Dusty's sake, but just the Astros. The Lord don't like ugly. That's all I can But glad that's over with. Their pitching was amazing in that series. They just shut the Astros down in those games. So kudos to their manager. I think he's a lifer with the Braves, been in their minor league system and got elevated to the major leagues. And now the Astro fans are saying there's a new scandal out because apparently the hitting coach for the Astros is the manager of the Braves' son. So apparently he wasn't given the right scouting reports on the pitchers for his phone state. That's the scandal now out here. That's the word on the street that I'm hearing.
Yeah. Does anybody care what Houston has to say when it comes to cheating allegations?
Nah, actually, so yeah, that's the first thing. But it kind of segues into, does anyone care what someone says, because it rolls right into Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, I'm immunized.
Yeah. I'm immunized.
I'm immunized.
Yeah,
and those guys, I can't really pass judgment on what those guys are doing.
What those guys are doing. Yeah, it was just kind of comical how he went about his business on that, but
yeah, but the sad thing is what we talked about earlier, Wes, in terms of the media and the narrative that goes along with it.
Yeah,
we see how Cam Newton got lambasted and basically thrown to the wolves over his lack of being vaccinated.
Yeah.
But then you got this guy running around putting lives at risk, through half the season, lying about his status, and then kind of find out, he's not vaccinated. And,
yeah, my stance on it is like real simple. Like, again, he does have that opportunity to choose whether he wants to be vaccinated or not. So that's not the issue. But lying about your status is cowardly. That's how I look at it. Like, it just is. If you make that choice, that's fine. But you can't take away everyone else's right to be around you. And you are hugging. They got pictures of him hugging everybody. He apparently, Carson Wentz isn't vaccinated. He's on the sidelines with a mask on because that's the protocol. And Aaron Rodgers, he just want to do what he want to do. So that's kind of like an individual thing.
Well, this is going to be very, very tricky because, again, he has a ton to answer to. First of all, him answering to his response when he said what he said, as far as, the second thing is the accountability and what's going to happen? Who is the league going to punish him? Are the Packers going to punish him? Are the league going to punish the Packers? Draft choices, suspension, all these things. I heard something crazy today, speaking of the Cowboys, not to jump back real quick, but CeeDee Lamb was fined.
For pulling up his socks were hanging down.
Yeah.
He got stepped on in a huddle or in a scrum, getting tackled, and I guess his socks went down, half down his calf, and he left him there, and they fined him $5,000 for not pulling his socks back up.
Yeah, but he got fined 3 different times for it because but the second time was $15,000, the third time was $45,000.
That's crazy, man.
No, and what that is a legal way to take my money back from you. It's not have to pay you what I owe you. So I come up with all these fines and penalties that really, come on, man, it's the game of football. These guys are getting tackled. I'm sorry.
Well, there's a couple precedents already set as far as fines for COVID protocol violations. So again, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what kind of penalties
he's not going to penalize. They're not going to penalize him, bro. They're not going to.
I think as a team, the league.
It's the MVP of the league right now. Green Bay is extra hot right now. That's a story you want. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay, playoff time. It's a lot of money on the table to sit him for this right here.
But on the flip side of that, guess what? If we can keep it real, Jordan Love, it's your time, baby. Yeah. Go out there and do what Dak Prescott did. Go out there and impress and do your thing, because at the end of the day, if you play well, it's still a business. And he does get suspended. Say he does get suspended against Seattle. You go out there the next 2 weeks and put it down. Now they got to make some decisions, because again, the locker room thing and the media, this gonna be the media is all up in arms and about it and everything like that. And we're talking about it obviously, but when you talk about the locker room, I think everybody in the Packers locker room knew what was going on.
Yeah, and hoping it didn't come back to bite them.
They probably had people look at him sideways, but they saying, "Yo, man, as long as we don't cause us to lose no games, do what you do." But that's how I think about it, because Devontae Adams had it last week, right? So is he not vaccinated? What's going on over there? That's their privacy right. So, but you want to still know where it all stems from, and so I just don't think Green Bay is oblivious to it as an organization or a locker room. I don't think there's guys in the locker room that are surprised that Aaron Rodgers didn't do it. And maybe if they did, they didn't understand the definition. He was slick by saying he's been immunized. He was slick, so they might have just heard that and thought he was good too.
Yeah, but from the mere fact that he was, basically contesting it through the league and had to get denied, he knew his status. And then you look about all of his actions, his press conferences, showing up maskless, his, hugging up on people after the game, without mask and all that. Again, he wanted to
reckless.
Yeah, reckless, but he wanted the all of the privileges of being vaccinated, but being Aaron Rodgers.
He didn't want to be lumped in with Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, and Lamar Jackson because he tried to, he thinks he's his own man. But the bottom line is, I haven't forgotten the fact that he went on record and cussed everybody out about his main man Ryan Braun when Ryan Braun was accused of using steroids.
That's right.
Aaron Rodgers was right by his side. He didn't do it. That's ridiculous. Blah blah blah. And then when they found out he did it, Aaron Rodgers ran for the hills. He didn't speak English anymore. Yeah. So when you do that stuff kind of as easily as he did, you don't know what else he's lying about.
That's a great point, Wes. That's a great point. When someone has a history, of poor behavior and character flaws, but some of us, or some of them, get the benefit of the doubt all the time.
Yeah, I didn't forget that. I guess that's the company you keep too. You know what I'm saying? You taking up for a steroid user and that lied, and you taking up for him, so you just as bad as him.
Yeah, and I'm sure he knew going into it. Ryan Braun was a user.
Absolutely, he knew.
They probably share contacts. Steroid and being able to hide and cheat in that sense is rampant in all of sports.
Absolutely.
So not to cast aspersions on anybody, but like you said, character. So just that.
Yeah.
Character trait.
Character traits. That's all it is. So, like I said, he doesn't have. It's not about the vaccine. It's about the deception. That's what I see. And the selfishness of the deception. So, because it's other people. You can have 10 people on your team who have parents that are, have their
immunocompromised.
So selfish, man.
Selfish.
It's selfish.
It boils down to
selfish.
That's it.
It's like not to take this about sports, but over here, but just looking at where we were in 2020, all of 2020, and how the death, the hospitals being filled to the not being able to take patients because there was so much going on with COVID, right? And then we see the vaccine get disseminated, and we see the numbers drop. Like there has to be a correlation that the vaccine has helped us ward off this pandemic, right? So here we are looking backwards, and for all the naysayers, the conspiracy theorists, and the anti folks, I hear you, but like in a Kyrie, when Kyrie says, I don't know enough, I need more information. Nigga, how much time do you need for you get the information?
Yeah, if 750,000 died this year and 10 died the next year.
How much information? How much information do you need? I mean, you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
you can't consult with the top physicians and come to your own conclusions based on hardcore information. Now, you can get the top doctors for pro and con, get them in the room just for your own audience to make this decision to come to a conclusion. Yep. And you're not going to do that. It's just a little weird to me. So, and Roger, same thing.
If the skepticism was just locally, U.S. related, sure, you understand it. But come on, this is a worldwide pandemic.
Global pandemic. Global.
Yeah, come on now. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that we, as a country, could justify skepticism. The whole world is going through it.
The whole world is going through it.
Yeah.
So.
And the whole world is fighting, particularly the third world nations, for the very same, vaccine that, these people are rejecting.
They're rejecting something they're rejecting something that they would die for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Again, the privilege in this country that we don't understand is again, with the vaccine, it comes down to seatbelts, car seats, paying car insurance. You do it because it's part of what you have to do to keep the society rolling properly, right? But you don't want, like, people don't want to do it, but they do it because it just the numbers show that this is what you need to do. So, does insurance guarantee that does life insurance guarantee you're not going to die at a certain age? No, but you have it just in case, right? It's always a just in case. That's what a seatbelt is for. The seatbelt doesn't stop you from dying in a wreck, but it's a possibility you might have a survival rate, so you put it on. Car seats don't protect your kids totally, because we all grew up in the back seat and the front seat of our cars. We was crawling around our cars when we were younger. We went from front to back without a seatbelt on. But I mean, I was laying in the back windshield a couple of times, because it's different now. So safety makes sense, right? So we did it. We're doing it, and we've lived with it, and that's how I look at it. So that's it. It's real simple.
Because we talk about the line and sports betting. Numbers and mathematics is everything.
Yep.
And the numbers show you the probability of something. It's not that there aren't exceptions to the rule. There aren't anomalies. There aren't, things that are, that don't fit the numbers. But for the most part, the outliers.
Outliers, yeah.
The outliers. But the numbers show us, the general course society should take to keep everyone as safe as possible. And and that's what we are right now. And to ignore it and deny it, not saying anybody should be forced to take a vaccine. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But the numbers show us where safety is in this sense. And when someone's put in a position of responsibility and leadership,
exactly, in a team sport,
right? It's important to even with the not the flip flop back and forth, but with the Kyrie situation, it's like there's a certain level of leadership that I'm expecting from Kyrie in terms of being a part of a team, everybody making sacrifice. That doesn't mean that he's supposed to take the vaccine. It's just to say that the way he's handling it and going about it is like, your team can never really trust you because you're going to opt out for self at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also don't want to take because Kyrie and Aaron Rodgers are two different things. For me, anyway.
True.
So I don't even want to lump them together because
Kyrie is in the open.
He's in the open. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is hiding behind a curtain, but wants the privileges of people who have done what he said he did. Kyrie is open about not doing something, and we just don't. We might not agree with it.
And will sacrifice.
And his leadership can be questioned. I do agree with that. Yeah. However, Aaron Rodgers is not even a leader. He's a coward. Right, I mean, so there's two different, that's just cowardly. Do what he did. That's all it really boils down to, So,
I'm curious to hear what his alternative method and or treatment that he submitted to the league and was hoping, because I know he's going to try to say that at the time that he made that statement,
he didn't know.
And no. In his mind, he was immunized. So whatever method that he was using in his mind, now it was ultimately rejected by the league.
Yeah.
You don't know what that was. Some witch doctor, this, that, and the third, or what. Yep. But what was it?
Yeah.
I'm just curious to hear from him.
I wouldn't even got to say too. But now at this stage, he's just, you don't even get that back now. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you lying about something like that. It's like, can't mess with you, dog. Like it's cool. You don't. I mean, I'm not related to you or anything like that. You're not in my circle. But I would look at him with a side eye. Everybody in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyler Murray. Like, did he know when he was giving him that hug and he was whispering in his ear last week?
No.
That's what Aaron Rodgers did. Oh, nothing's going to happen to Kyler Murray. He's a young guy. Okay.
Yeah. And he was like that after every game. You know what I'm saying?
What about Kyler Murray's mother or father or grandmother?
What about everybody you in the huddle with?
Yeah.
What about on the sidelines? What about your coaches? What about it's not about you, bro. It's about the people connected to you and other people. People around you, they go home, take it to their parents. Yep. Everybody's good until somebody's not.
Yep.
Oh man, why? I never thought. I didn't think. It was you was thinking about yourself.
Yeah, I didn't think that could happen.
And to keep with Aaron Rodgers, that's been a character flaw of his in Green Bay on the field. Decision making. just the way he goes about his business and how he, executes plays coming from McCarthy when McCarthy was there, or even last year in the playoffs when it's like why didn't he run that ball? And like he tries to make other points with his play outside of winning the game.
Yeah.
And it's that selfishness that I can do it. I'm different. I'm special. And the rules don't apply to me. And,
I'm not like everybody else.
I'm not like everybody else. And there's an aspect of that's it can be admired in certain situations, but when we comes to life and death and putting people who can't defend themselves at risk, that's that's not wise.
No, it's not.
It's not wise. Yeah,
you're
man.
talking about sheer deception, lying, completely, just hiding the fact. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
To that. That's why he should be suspended. I mean, he should at least get a game. I mean, we'll see what happens, but
what's the word coming out of the NFL? Anything yet?
Nothing yet. They're trying to figure it all out because of who he is, right? So, they play Seattle next week. After this week, they got Kansas City and Seattle, and legitimately, he should get suspended at least one game.
Well, the league has requested, I guess, all the video footage of their practice facilities and all of the common areas.
Yep.
Basically, to see how egregious it is. Now, they're still saying that, he's been compliant with all the rules and regulations, but you just see his actions as far as press conference, as far as after the game, as far as those are all things in violation in itself. So
I've never seen him with a mask. I've literally seen Carson Wentz with that mask on after every game and on the sidelines. Because I knew he wasn't. It was him, Kirk. Now Lamar Jackson, I wasn't sure about because he's not vaccinated, but I didn't see him on the sidelines with a mask on, and I didn't really pay attention to Kirk Cousins on the game the other night. I wasn't really paying attention, but I know he was another one that wasn't. But I know for a fact Aaron Rodgers wasn't. So
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yep.
What's the protocol in NFL regarding testing? Is everybody getting tested every so often, or is it just unvaccinated? Well,
apparently, I think some of it is like if the non-vaccinated ones, they have to go through different protocols than everybody else.
I think it's daily testing.
Yeah, it's like daily, something like that. Yeah. So
Aaron Rodgers not admitting to not being vaccinated means that he didn't have to test every day.
Absolutely.
No, but again, we have to look at it from two different perspectives because we can look at it from his teammates and the team. We have to assume that they knew and that they're going, he's just telling us, and so we don't know, but they knew, the team knew. So I'm sure they were holding him to daily testing. What I'm thinking happened is the fact that the outside things or things he was able to get away with, they just turned a blind eye to it. Like, for example, they showed him at the Halloween party, with his little uniform. Again, he had his costume on, mingling, this, that, and the third. But again, if you're unvaccinated, you can't be in any type of setting with more than 3 people.
Yep.
So again, that's another example of him doing whatever he wants, and basically Green Bay saying, do you? They're scared of him.
They're scared of him.
They're scared of him.
Yep.
He has them in a position where, he can just run amok.
Yep.
And that's unfortunate because lives are at stake.
Yeah.
At stake. No question. No question.
And the point of his deception, again, by early on, saying yes, and then I'm immunized, allowing people to believe that he's vaccinated, people are going to just think that he's just deceived from the beginning, and people are just going to follow that premise because, that's how he laid it out, which is why I think it's so egregious.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, man. So, guys want to switch gears on the conversation?
Yeah, we can. Yep.
Yeah, you talk about last week's.
I had to find out who we had I had the Bucks, and I didn't know who else had the Bucks with me because we split. It was 2 people took the Bucks and 2 people took the Saints.
I took the Bucks.
Okay, so you and I had the Bucks and
yeah, we lost. Caught that L.
Yeah. So that one, and then the Panthers and the Falcons was a split, and I forgot who I took on that one. So
I took the Panthers.
Who'd you have, Cliff?
I took the Panthers too.
All right, so I had the Falcons then. So I lost that one. So Hakim had the Browns by himself. Hakim had the Titans by himself. Hakim had the Lions by himself.
L upon L, huh?
Cliff had the Bears by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And K had the Vikings by himself. And then we had those splits, Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. And then we had everything else was the same. So I didn't count the same games, but I had Hawk with the
L upon L.
I had him with, I think Hawk had 3 wins. K had 3. Cliff, you had 3, and I had 4. That was it.
But so, can I just talk about one game?
Yes.
The Jets. What's up with the Jets and the Bengals, man?
Yeah.
We all picked the Bengals.
Yeah, we all picked the Bengals. We were all done. We all got hammered on that one.
It's like the Jets.
That Mike White cat, he did his thing.
Yo, the Cowboys had him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They drafted him in the 5th round in 2018. And I actually liked him, but they dropped him. He was on the practice squad, but I thought he was Dak's first backup, and they kept Cooper Rush over him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he did a good job, man. He threw for 405 yards.
Yeah.
And he threw 2 picks in the first half.
Wow.
And got over it and just kept balling.
Yeah.
Well, they sent his ball to the NFL Hall of Fame because he was the second rookie besides Cam. I'm sorry, to ever throw for over 400 yards, and he was the first, first time starter ever to ever complete 37 passes or more.
Wow.
Yeah, so they sent to so he's historic, but I looked to him to regress tonight though.
Yeah.
But if he balls, we know he's legit.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you though. I think he might take a step back today, but he balled out. I got to ask Cliff about this game. We got to talk about this game. All right, and it refers to you since you're the Zatch master and you do our picks for us and everything like that. The Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams got to be the most curious, suspicious gambling line ever. Not ever, but they were down 38-0. The line was 16.5, was 17, I think, or something like that. And
16.5, yeah.
16.5. And the final score was 38-22, 16. How does that happen?
Well, it's called a backdoor cover, is what it's called. Ooh. But it's and again, there's a lot of suspicion with people looking at betting from that perspective, and you seeing calls at the end of the games going a certain way, or teams just laying down because it needs to move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And, you can't prove such things, but has been speculation. Now, what I will say, and I think this is definitely a matter of fact, and we should all watch this, is in sports particularly, we have all of these plays where now they go to video reset, the videotape, the replay. All this time elapses. The calls that have been made. Now we're saying, okay, they're calling the head video booth, right? Well, are they really calling the head video booth? Or are they calling New York, figuring out where the money is? Yeah. Because again, a lot of these calls that go the other way, you're just like, huh? that's my speculation as to why it's happening. You know, so you look at a lot of these calls and a lot of these that go to videotape replay, and then they go to the booth, and then there's another call. All of that is gambling related. All that is line related. All of that, you know, when the line is like you say, all of a sudden 22 points are scored unanswered, and then it's covered by a half a point, you know.
Listen, I had my eye on that game, right? And I saw 38-0. I was like, okay, that's done. That's a wrap. And I knew the spread. And then I saw 22. I said, and it was such an odd number, like, 16 and a half, they lose by 16. The other way, you know, no matter how you look at it, you're like, okay. I see how that goes.
Did you notice the Buffalo line was 14 and they won 26 to 11. Talking about an odd score.
26 to 11.
Again, you see it all different, you know.
And the Cowboy game was a 2 points for the Vikes, right? At game
that line flipped though.
It flipped a couple of times, right?
Well, because
of the Dak situation.
Yeah, because the Cowboys initially were a
favorite.
They were actually a 2-point favorite. Then it went up to 2.5. And then when Dak they announced that he wasn't playing, it flipped all the way around, so they were 2.5-point dog. You know, but a little nugget. When you see lines typically flip like that, that means the public is pounding one way. Go the other way. It always stays, you know. The public as a whole always loses.
Well, so what about the San Fran game? What was that line? And the Bears? Because that was 33-22, and that was a different score too.
Yeah, that line was 6.5.
And that was probably that's part of the. I think that one was leaning towards the over, right?
Or was it 5.5? I don't know. But San Francisco has a very interesting line this week because they were actually underdogs to the Cardinals. That line was Cardinals minus 1.5, and now it is actually San Francisco minus 1.5. Okay. And again, that could be probably because Kyler Murray and D-Hop COVID. Well, D-Hop is COVID protocols, I believe, but I think Kyler Murray still has the ankle tweaked, so they're not really sure and he may not practice all week. So that line is flipped all the way around.
We hope his Kyler Murray has an ankle tweak because, like I said, he was getting whispered in his ear by Aaron Rodgers last Thursday. But okay, so yeah, I thought that was real interesting that game right there. But when we talk about like the games, the Saints game, I've kind of felt bad for Jameis Winston because you know that horse, and you know when I looked at it, it really wasn't a horse collar. He had his jersey, but his leg got caught.
He got stuck. His foot got stuck in the turf.
It's the turf, and that's the one thing Coach said. No give. If it was grass, it would have just been a normal bang bang play. Leg would have give, whatever.
Well, sometimes your cleats could get caught in the turf and grass and soil. It's
unfortunate for him.
It's unfortunate, but it was a horrible injury. But his replacement came in and
Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, man, and balled out. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, he did his thing.
They said this was the first week in a while that 4 backups came in won games. Geno Smith, Siemian, Cooper Rush. And who's the fourth one?
Mike White.
Mike White, yeah, those are the 4. Yep, the Jets quarterback. I thought that was an interesting game that Tampa Bay lost. Like, they getting caught up now. We could talk about the Von Miller trade and how that makes everybody look in the NFC because, it's real top heavy in the NFC right now with the Rams, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Packers, and still Tampa Bay. You know, they lost 2, but they still in my mind,
I think so.
They're the best team until they get beat, till they're not there no more.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
So that's my best team in the NFL, right? So because
the Bucks is the best team in the NFL right today.
Yeah, because they're still the champs, and they 6-2, and and they beat who I think the next best team is, and so people gonna disagree because the Ram fans think that the Rams might be the best team because they put it on on Tampa Bay, and they got Von Miller now, but I've watched a few Ram games and I think they are dynamic on offense, and their defense is pretty solid. But I've watched a few games, and Matthew Stafford has so much Tony Romo in him. I'm not worried. Just not worried. He gonna put up big numbers. It's gonna look real pretty. He gonna have the rim shining, and the armor roll is gonna be kicking in the interior. But he could throw that pick anytime, and he's done it already, and he's had mistakes already. But it don't hurt him because they blowing everybody out because the league is there's a lot of good teams, but when you got 5 teams with 1 win, there's about 5 or 6 teams with
5 or some losses.
Yeah, all those losses. So so there's a lot of weak teams as well. So everyone is playing bad teams this year. Everybody.
Yeah, we just need to watch to see how Von Miller adjust to that team, because if he plays because the defense already around him is stout, and you got he will solidify that middle layer. The top layer is beastly already. You got Aaron Donald, you got Floyd on that first layer, and then you got Jalen Ramsey in the back layer. So if Von is again, we have to look to see how this cat comes out to play, because if Von is anywhere near Von,
it's crazy.
Beastly, yo.
It's gonna be crazy.
They're gonna be dead. Listen, I don't doubt them on the defensive side of the ball. They do have some suspect safeties, but that's neither here or there, right? They got holes, but Von Miller and Aaron Donald on the same rush. That's a problem. That's a problem. Floyd is good, but I don't have him in the same category. Like, he's more of a name to me than Donald and Miller are disruptive, all the time. Like, Floyd will have a good game here and there, and like I said, he's a name. And Jalen Ramsey obviously is probably one of the best cover corners out there. But I've seen us abuse him too, but with some suspect flag calls. But that's good. He has his hands full. Who's he gonna guard? And that's what we got to figure out, because quiet as it was kept on Sunday, your man did a really good job on Thielen.
Yeah, he did.
Diggs did a good job on Thielen.
Yeah, he did.
He got caught on that touchdown in the first half, but that was the end of the game. And Jefferson, we got to give Anthony Brown some credit, because Jefferson didn't have the greatest game either.
No, defense played balling out.
They played well.
Yeah.
So
now I'm looking at this Ram roster.
Yeah.
And I mean it's sick, bro.
Yeah, they loaded. They loaded.
And Cooper Kupp, they're talking about, he could be in an MVP conversation. I mean, those two. I get what you're saying with Stafford, and you're right. And I think it's because he's not used to the embarrassment of riches he has, and he's just flinging that thing. But with that defense being as dynamic as it is, he has he definitely has a margin of error that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. No, he does. It's stout. It's stout. The game that they lost. So, I mean, because it really comes down to the one lost teams. Green Bay got thumped by New Orleans, right, in game 1.
I kind of want to throw that one away, though.
Yeah, we throw it away, right? The Cowboys got beat by Tampa Bay in game 1.
But
they could have won that game.
Considering what Tampa Bay is, that was, even though they lost, that was a win.
It's a good loss, right?
Right.
And then you got the Rams got thumped by the Cardinals at home. So, and then who else? Cardinals got beat by Green Bay just recently. They didn't look that good. I watched that game. That was last Thursday after we got off the show. The Cardinals were struggling a little bit. Murray and Green got off. They weren't on the same page, and Murray threw that pick at the end, in the end zone. But they're still good.
Yeah,
Cardinals are still good.
Yeah, but we have to watch his health and how that ankle, is going to affect him moving forward. And we have to watch, because a lot of people are not talking about it. We just gloss over COVID and look at the protocol, whatever. What about if COVID really affects Aaron Rodgers? What if he gets really sick? Or what if he just has the COVID hangover? You know what I'm saying? Whereas you're just weak and it takes you a couple of weeks to get out. Or what if he doesn't pass? Because again, he comes off the day before
Saturday,
the Seattle game. So what if, something happens or he says whatever, and he doesn't play that game? So now we got 2 games, him missing 2 games. So again, we have to look at all of these things with these one-loss teams, like Arizona, like Green Bay, because they can totally fall off, depending on what happens. Because you go from 1 win to 3 or 4. I mean, 1 loss to 2, 3 or 4 losses, then now you're in the middle of the pack. You're nowhere near what we're talking about.
And then the other thing you got to pay attention to is with those 5 teams that we talk about, with Cowboys and the Rams included with those teams, Tampa Bay, the 1 seed is super important because somebody good is going home in week 1 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Because they don't get that one seed, and they go reduce all the way down to the wild card.
Yeah. They all got to play the wild card. So you might have the Rams and Tampa Bay playing each other in the first week of the playoffs.
That's real. But was it week? It's week 8.
Week 8. Going into 9. Yeah.
Going into 9.
Yeah.
And it's still a 17-game season. So much can happen between now and week 15, 16, that to really get a judge of how teams are going to be going into the playoffs, because you can be doing your thing right now. Injuries happen, COVID, like you said, Cliff happened, chemistry happened, just a ton of things could happen to make a team stumble going into the playoffs.
Yep.
It really is so hard to assess, all these teams, these one-loss teams, and even the teams who we might be sleeping on right now. Over the next, 4, 5, 6 games, they could make a run. Yeah. Get a wild card win, but have that momentum going into the playoffs that just makes them somebody look out for.
It's 10 games left. Because we got 1 extra game this year, so it's actually 10 games left.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of football right there.
A lot of football. 10 weeks is a long time.
If we look at it, take baseball as an example. The Braves were under 500 at the All-Star break, and look at the run they had to go on. I mean, they only won 88 games?
Yeah, they were actually under 500 in August.
Yes. So, you can and you just compare it to what we looked at last year. Yeah. Who was balling out last year, who stunk at the end of the season? The Steelers. They were 11-0 last year, remember? I mean, by this time last year, they obviously were undefeated, but we were talking about, are they going to go undefeated? Who can beat these cats? Then by the end of the season, they're terrible.
Yeah, they were horrible.
I fumbled the ball.
What happened? Wow.
So your man KG posted up a picture earlier today on social media, draped in Pittsburgh Steeler attire. Talking about he was about to get them screets and run them up. I should have screenshotted that joint and just sat it right there.
That would be funny.
Just had it right joint there. KG's in the building. Boom, boom, boom.
They got to win. They won.
They've been balling. Yeah. They've been balling.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
they're looking good.
Let's talk about that win.
Yeah, they're getting back to their DNA. Playing tough D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they beat the Browns, right? And the Browns are going through their thing. The thing about the Browns that I just like Baker Mayfield is not a bad quarterback, right? Let's just be clear. I don't think he's bad, but he's not good.
He's not dynamic. He's not
dynamic. The dude got more commercials than the next man. And it's like, I just want to figure that out. Like, because this dude is really not that dynamic. He's just, I can't even call him a game manager. I don't know what it is, but he's just not that guy. But he wins games. They're better with him than without, with Cleveland. And so I give him credit for, having winning seasons in Cleveland, because they haven't had that in how long? You know what I'm saying? But he's just not that dude for me.
Well, let me ask you this. How much do you put on Odell Beckham Jr. being there, and there not being good chemistry between the two of those folks? Because when Odell is not there, he seems to be more successful. He seems to play more within the system that's there to make the team more successful.
Yeah, I think Odell plays a role in it. He's got some responsibility. Odell had what he wanted in New York. He just didn't want the criticism. So he thought he was getting away from somebody. But Odell got man, dude, you this is it right now. Like, your next stop is going to be a pay cut, and it's going to be some humble pie, right? You gotta go to a system where you're going to get the ball, because Baker Mayfield can't get you the ball. He just can't do it. We've seen this too long. I don't think it can happen.
I put most of this on Stefanski, though. The play calling, and because and I call it kind of a dereliction of duty. You have one of the most dynamic players in football, and you're not utilizing them. You have one of the most dynamic players on your team. You're not figuring out ways to give him the ball, put the ball in his hand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, when I'm hearing from all these outside sources, it's about them two not being on the same page, not liking each other or whatever. Well, you got to figure that out.
Yeah, I knew they didn't like each other. I knew that.
But you got to work around that. You got to make it happen, despite that. With that type of talent, I mean, you got Odell. He has one target last week. The week before, when they lost, they won. They put up 42 points. He had 3 targets. Come on now, that doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
None. They got to move him though, and now they've given him the past 2 days off of practice. Why? So now he can't really showcase his talent, for the next team, because football is all about your resume.
But I don't think Odell needs to at this point. I think his resume is like kind of etched in stone. It's just about a system needing him and can utilize him to be able to use his strengths.
Yeah, but he can't get cut and get picked up by somebody. He's better off if he gets cut that he picks the team he goes to. And if he can't get cut and he has to stay there, he needs to stay there to finish the season, be a free agent, and pick your franchise with a quarterback that you think you can work with. Because if you get traded or you get cut and get scooped up by somebody, it's going to take you 2 to 3 weeks of more bad film to get the system. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think for him, he just needs to ride it out and then do his research on who has a quarterback that he can rock out with, communicate with that quarterback in the offseason, and make a decision that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's interesting about Odell, another wide receiver, that came out the gate like it was like a match made in heaven. That's why, again, what Aaron Rodgers has shown me is that what you see is not always what's going on. So I want to go back to the Rams again, because we always go to pie in the sky. So Deshaun Jackson returns to LA, his hometown, comes out the gate, and he's loving everything about it. Now, all of a sudden, he's getting cut. What happened? That's not football. That's something else. And Deshaun Jackson is one of those dudes who's like, yo, man, he's one of those upfront dudes. Next thing you know, he out the building. Mm-hmm. So, what's that about? Because the guy was playing well. Who's going to leave their hometown?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the was it a make room for this Von Miller deal?
No, it was before Von Miller. He had two.
That's what I'm saying. It was before Von Miller. He was trying to free up money. No,
I don't know if it was a money thing, because he was not dressing. He didn't get dressed 2 weeks in a row. non-injury related.
Yeah, he actually requested. I read an article that
he
requested a release, and they had a. Now remember that McVay was his old
football coach in Philly.
Yeah, exactly, from Philly. So they go back and they have a good relationship.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's just the number of targets and how they were using them. He just wasn't. They agreed to the fact that he may have better and more opportunities elsewhere.
Wow.
So it was amicable.
I was like, when I saw him out there, it was a problem those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Up top, I was like, man, please. You can throw Robert Wood in the backfield all you want. You can have that dude running deep. I mean, Kupp is nice. Don't get me wrong. Kupp is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is there another guy they have on their team? Another wide receiver?
Robert Woods.
I forget his name.
I know it's Woods.
It's a third cat that had like
Van Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah.
Okay.
He has like 30 catches or something like that.
Okay, that's the person who probably took his. That's who's taking his catches. Okay. Because I couldn't figure out. I was like, I know they got Cooper Kupp, and he's a problem, and then they got Wood that does he's like a utility knife.
Yeah,
who's the other guy?
I just think it wasn't enough balls to go around.
Yeah. And
we're gonna move you around and try to get this defense, more solidified.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I got you. Just wondering about that one. But
I wanted to ask you guys, where should Odell go if he could pick a team?
Ravens, Baltimore. That's what I think.
I like him in New England.
I like him.
I like him.
The Raiders?
With the Raiders.
Yeah, I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders, yeah.
I like the Raiders too.
I like him with the Raiders because it's showtime in Vegas.
Well, and
Carr got that arm.
And now they don't have my man. So
and they don't have Ruggs, which we haven't talked about yet. The vehicular manslaughter that he's being charged with.
Yeah,
you can go ahead. Well, here it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I mean,
so we Wes and I were talking earlier about it and how again, the double standard that exists because with Andy Reid's son, who was involved in vehicular manslaughter, right?
And alcohol.
The weekend of the Super Bowl, didn't get arrested, didn't go to jail. I don't know if he's been arrested since, but I know there was a nice 4-week period where I don't think he had to deal with law enforcement at all.
Yeah, they would get their ducks in a row.
Yeah, get his mind right.
Yeah.
So, again, we see the double standard that exists. Not to say that anything, the brother Suggs, right? Ruggs.
Ruggs
Shouldn't be punished. We're not saying he shouldn't have. We're not saying that. We're saying why is it like this here, but not like that there?
Yeah.
Well, we also have to look at what happened and what he did. Not to laugh, but I'm laughing because I was just in Vegas and I know Vegas and I know the road he was on, the whole 9 yards. But you guys heard that he was clocked at 156 miles an hour.
Oh, he's wilding.
Okay, now have either of you ever gone 156 miles an hour?
Never in my life.
Okay, now I have, but that's beside the point. What I'm just trying to explain to you is how fast it will take you to get up to that point.
Boy.
I'm not gonna go all into that.
He had the Porsche, he had the Porsche, and it was.
I had a couple of them. But what I'm saying is 156 miles an hour on a residential street in a city. So first of all, you have to think about the fact that you're in the desert and those type of blocks, they're long. Okay, now maybe you can do it in 2 blocks. But then you just talk about the speed of that. Because apparently he lost control of the car, and that's what happened. But again, 156 miles an hour in the city, on a regular street. Because again, Wes, these are regular streets.
Yeah.
They're talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know this. I don't know the exact shit, but I've been out there, so I know it's kind. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And his blood alcohol level was twice with the legal drinking.
The legal limit, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, 3 a.m. He's with a girl. He's with a girl. Was it his wife? Who knows? But it was just bad decision and beyond bad outcome. He lucky he didn't kill himself. And you have to almost wonder, what was he thinking? 150. That's just real fast, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is
inside the city on a city street.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but he killed somebody. He was drinking. He was driving, and we were just saying that somebody else killed somebody, was drinking and driving, and like I said, it's just I think it's all wrong, but I just like to see everybody be treated that way. That's all. It's all wrong because you can't bring life back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These families are the ones that got to deal with this, but we just keep seeing the same type of outcomes with a lot of these things because they go away. You know what I'm saying? Like it just gets pushed up. No one even knows about what's happened to my man. I mean, with Andy Reid's kid anymore. It's over. It's gone.
Well, I know he was charged later on in the summer.
Yep.
But I don't know what happened ultimately with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. We just knew he didn't get arrested immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna follow back up and report on that next week and give y'all some details about that situation as well as what happens with Suggs.
Ruggs.
It's Ruggs. Excuse me. Why can't I say it's Nick Chubb, Terrell Suggs. What's his name? Ruggs. What's his first name?
Henry Ruggs III.
Henry Ruggs III is the brother involved in this horrendous situation. So those are the people.
He pleaded not guilty, Andy Reid's son.
He pleaded not guilty.
Yeah. And the trial date has been set. It was set in September. And the he did it on February 4th. This trial is set for April 18th, 2022.
Coming up.
So he's not in prison because he pleaded not guilty.
No.
Oh, I'm sure he got phenomenal attorneys.
And he's talking about he had a prescription drug. And just two drinks.
Uh-oh. Well, they're right there. Again, you're not supposed to be mixing pills, what do you call it? You're not supposed to be mixing drugs and even prescribed drugs with alcohol. That's just not a bad decision. I mean, that's not a good decision.
But he's not in prison right now. And that happened in January of 2020.
And we also believe that everyone deserves their day in court.
Absolutely.
Right. And no one should be sent to prison unjustly without due process.
Absolutely.
Everybody should be afforded that opportunity. So this is very clear. We're not saying people should be thrown in jail.
Not at all.
We're just saying that if we're gonna do for one,
if you got two kids, you gotta buy them both ice cream. You can't buy one rocks and the other one ice cream. You just can't do it. It's not gonna work.
Right.
Yeah.
So I brought up the Raiders, considering what happened to John Gruden a couple of weeks ago. They seem to be trudging along. They lost that one game that week. But then they won 2 back-to-back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm liking the Raiders, man. They got something to play for too.
Yeah, the Raiders are looking good, man.
Well, they got a East Coast trip this week. They play the Giants, so we'll see if they and obviously they got more adversity with the and no deep threat because of this Ruggs situation. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, so let's go down this week's schedule.
Let's look at this. Yeah. We got the Raiders and the Giants.
I'm gonna bet on the Giants because they almost made my dog of the week. So I picked the Giants.
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Raiders.
Okay, Cliff got the Giants. Let's put down who the lone wolf was. It they do on the NFL Network? Oh, the lone wolf is Cliff on that one, right?
Yeah.
Texans and Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I'm going to Dolphins.
Man, this Tua situation is crazy right now. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Okay, so that's 2 down. The Ravens and the Vikings.
Ravens. And FYI, that's my
dog.
No, that's my pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Best bet. Ravens.
Chargers and Eagles.
Chargers.
I like the Eagles.
I like the Eagles. Hakim got the Chargers.
By the way, peace to DJ Wise. I put that up there. I ain't get a brother to peace. Peace to everybody that's tuning in. Sean, if you're still there, both Sean's, Sean Reed and Sean C. Big shout out to y'all. Robert, you already know. Salute, bro. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jets Colts. That's the game tonight.
I got the Colts.
Is Mike White?
Mike White is playing. I got the Colts.
I'm going with the Jets.
There you go again.
Oh,
the lone wolf. Bills and Jaguars.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills. Falcons and Saints.
I'm gonna go with Falcons.
All right, Cliff, you can I'm actually Hakim, you rolling again because I got the Falcons on that one. Saints, Patriots and the Panthers.
I got the Panthers.
I got the Pats.
I got the Patriots.
So that's Cliff.
Oh well, but that's also my dog of the week.
Really?
Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, maybe we should change our picks, Wes. You know how this guy get down.
Best bet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, wait to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait to the end because I actually changed my best bet.
Okay.
But that is my dog of the week though. The Panther.
Browns and the Bengals. I got the Bengals.
Man. Wow.
I got the Bengals too.
Where they playing?
It's Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Cowboys and Broncos.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cowboys all day. I said that one, did that one. Ravens, Chargers, Cardinals, and Niners.
Now, that's my best bet of the week. And I'm picking the Niners. And like I said, that line flipped all the way around. Early part of the week, it was Arizona -1.5. Now it's the 49ers -1.5, which sort of gave me put me into a quagmire because I wanted to pick the Niners as my dog of the week, but they flipped around to a favorite. They're my best bet, but I like the Niners.
I like the Niners too.
Niners.
Titans and Rams.
Ooh. Rams.
Yeah, I'm on the Rams.
Unfortunate what happened to Derrick Henry.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers and Bears. I'm going Bears.
I'm going Bears, too.
I'm going to go Bears. Kay, what you going? Huh?
And the last one is the Packers and the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Chiefs going to win. But I tell you this, I like the Packers to cover that because I think everybody's going to be all over the Chiefs because no Aaron Rodgers. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Where they playing?
It's in
Kansas City.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. But if it was in Green Bay, I'd definitely pick the Chiefs. I mean, the Green Bay because Chiefs defense is suspect. Period.
Yeah, which is why I think Love he's going to play well.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Packers?
The Packers.
The Packers.
Good bet.
Okay.
That's a good bet.
I'm gonna take the Packers.
So with my camera, didn't it get fuzzy? My shit is like kind of.
You look like got a little blurry on you there, a little haze.
I don't know. That's weird.
But yeah, we got it. Got it. Right. That looks like. So you got the Ravens as your pick of the week.
No, I switched it. It's the Niners.
Best bet is the Niners. Okay, I'll erase that then. And you got the dog is the Panthers, right?
Yep.
Got it. Okay. I'll make sure we get that right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just looked like Wes passed you that.
I pass it over to Hawk.
That's what it just. Who passed? Somebody passed.
Wes. Good looking, bro.
You got it. If you had a piece of paper in your hand that was the same size, I'd have been cool.
We do a smart matism. You know
what I mean? Oh man. So now we got to get to the
NBA.
NBA action is fantastic.
Yeah.
So what we see this week, fellas?
The Lakers are looking better, but the competition they played is, they ain't really play nobody, so it's kind of really hard.
They're not looking better. They're winning games.
They're winning games. Thank you.
Because they don't look better. They still give up 118 points to the Rockets, or 117.
Thank you.
Whatever they did. But they winning games.
Russ seems more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's gonna take them time. But all I can tell you is that when you flip the basketball card over and it says 1999, I don't see nobody getting out his way for rebounds and all this other stuff. But I take 1999 for my third guy.
I would too.
So then you got I do like what Chicago's doing.
Yes.
But I'm gonna try to stay in the West right now. Off of basketball, but it's still in the West. What's going on in Phoenix?
Yeah, the owner's accused of misogynistic and racist behavior. So the current coach, no one really has spoken of the current players. The investigation is about the past 17 years and former employees. So I'm interested to see, what the current
climate is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To hear what Monty has to say about it, what Chris Paul has to say about it, because we haven't heard anything from anyone from the current regime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would probably be unfair to even heap that on them if we're talking about 17 years worth of history.
Yeah, that's a long. Yeah, if they wouldn't, they might not even know.
Yeah. Well, it just further opens the door to the conversation of systemic racism.
Yep.
And how these major sports leagues are rife with just unfair conditions, working conditions, relationships. How they look at people of color, women. It's just atrocious, and it prevents different communities from rising to their fullest potential because there are systemic roadblocks in the way. That's exemplified by the mentality, the language, the behavior, John Gruden included. We see it cross sports. So, I'm just being put onto the story as you guys tell me. I didn't hear anything about it, but it's no surprise is what the Colin Kaepernicks were talking about. When you see, Abdul Mahmoud Rauf and his treatment, how he was treated and ostracized, just how people of color are viewed, and in how we're treated in the workplace and in professional sports is, again, racism is so prevalent. It's inescapable.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy.
It's good to come to the surface. It's good that we see it, though. It's good it's out in the open. Now we can maybe have some discussion and push the line a little bit more.
Possibly. Yeah, it was interesting when I saw that. I was like, Phoenix is in the news, but not for basketball. So that was kind of crazy. But they're 3-3 right now in the West. And I always want to start with them because they were the Western Conference champions, representatives in the finals. But they look, I mean, it's early. I still think, most teams have only played about 7 games. And looking at the standings, you got the Jazz, Warriors, Mavericks. The Warriors are looking real good.
The Warriors are looking like the class of the West, actually.
The Warriors looking real good. The Grizzlies look good. The Nuggets have been okay. Then thus a 4-4 record. Then you got the Kings. Now, but you also got the
Blazers look terrible.
The who? The Blazers.
Blazers.
You got the Clippers, the Blazers, the Spurs, and the Pelicans, who were all in that playoff mix last year that are all down. Like Pelicans got one win, you know. And I don't know about you, but I think if I'm the GM of the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm thinking my lucky stars that I took Ja Morant over Zion Williamson.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a bust.
Yeah. So
have you guys seen him?
Yeah, they said Barkley. That's Barkley and Shaq's love child.
You know what? Let me see if I can see this.
I'm talking about Biggins. Yeah, I mean, him even just trying to do what was he trying to line sprints? He looked like
he was shuffling. He was doing some type of shuffle, and he probably got some scars on his inner thighs because his legs are rubbing up against each other.
Yeah, and trying to recover from a broken foot. On top of that, all that weight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem.
Big problem. To me, in basketball right now, what I can honestly say, the storyline for me in the NBA, since it's still too early, is that the East looks better than the West.
Yeah, that's legitimate.
Yeah, I looking at the East, like, because you got the Heat, the Sixers, and the Bulls, the Raptors. They all playing good. The Knicks have looked decent. The Cavaliers have looked good.
Have you watched them this year?
Yeah, I have watched a little bit of one game.
They're solid. They got a 7-foot lineup that they run. That's pretty formidable. They run Mobley with Valanciunas and
Marketing.
Yeah, and they're good. And then Garland and
we finally have footage of Zion getting some work in. Although it's still unclear when he'll officially be back on the court.
Of course, he underwent foot surgery this summer. You see him warming up here before the game, but there really is no update. The latest, Pelicans VP of Basketball Operations.
What's up?
His foot and undergoing surgery. We finally have footage of Zion getting some work in. Although it's still unclear when he'll officially be back on the court.
Of course, he underwent foot surgery this summer. You see him warming up here before the game, but there really is no update. The latest, Pelicans VP of Basketball Operations, David Griffin, did say...
Hold on.
My bad on the delay on that. I should have had that framed up for the conversation. I was a little...
Okay. That was good, though.
Yeah.
It looked like he needed an asthma pump.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one for him. That's what it looked like, you know. So man, he looked terrible. But yeah, I don't see nothing in the basketball this early. Like the East has definitely looked better, you know, than the West. I couldn't even, you know, the other day I think my Wizards they stayed 5-3. My man Kuz had 17-11 one night. Then the next night he had 2-2.
Yeah.
I was like, there he is. He finally showed up.
Mr. Inconsistency, huh? Mr. Inconsistency.
No, but he's actually 16. He's 16-10 right now. So
yeah.
That's a double, but it's still early. But I was like, there he finally entered the building. Kyle Kuzma.
They're playing ball though. They're playing some good ball.
They play some good ball. Yeah, they play a good ball. Yeah. What do you think about the Marcus Smart calling out his teammates?
Well, you know, I got something to say about that. And it's like, you know, it's a reflection to me of the whole building. You know, Brad Stevens, who's been, you know, put up on a pedestal as this genius, this mind, who's what have you. And as coach of the Celtics, he did very, very little. As GM, you know, he hired the coach, and we see where the Celtics are right now with the players are now beefing. Marcus Smart is calling out Brown and Tatum.
But I heard it wasn't. I heard it's not. I think that from what I heard, he did it publicly for the first time. But he's done this before too.
Yeah. This
has been a long problem before Udoka when Brad was coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even more so, like in terms of player relationships, bringing in players that's going to fit the system. I mean, he's the reason why Gordon ended up in Boston. that would mean you couldn't really count the the injury he suffered. But even when he came back, it was never really a good mix considering Kyrie was there and how you gonna share the ball with all these personalities. You have the Kyrie situation and what that turned into a very toxic situation.
Well, I heard that was the other thing I heard from a Boston Celtic, somebody close to it said that Kyrie's issue when he called LeBron and apologized about he understood because of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like you couldn't even reach those dudes. Like so when Kyrie was there, they were both a problem.
Wow. See?
And young and full of themselves.
And you can't question their skill, their talent. They're two talented players, like they are, but it's another level of team, a chemistry, learning how to get your teammates involved, and I think that's what Marcus Smart was kind of speaking to. And I think they're gonna move him around though.
Move him out, right?
They're gonna move him out, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're gonna move him out. That's what typically happens when you attack the superstars. But he's the alpha dog on the squad is Marcus Smart.
Yeah. But I think the real issue though is Brad Stevens, which was the circle. I think that's the
because we said that before. When I talked about him last year was nobody has a defined role. Jason Tatum, just does Jason Tatum. And the other one is a freakish athlete, but his basketball IQ is not that great. I'm just saying, Jaylen Brown, he's just raw. He's just raw. Like he can do a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like he makes the best decisions. That's what I'm saying. So, and I don't think Jason Tatum has just learned how to be a good teammate yet. That's just what it is. So they gotta figure it out. But I found that interesting that Marcus Smart, who I love, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. Comes the right energy.
I love his energy. Even though I know he swears out he's a 3-point shooter, but he shoots threes. But I still love him.
Yeah, he does a lot of the work that doesn't show up in the stat books. Though.
Yeah. He's just a basketball player. He a hooper. That's what I call him. He's just a hooper.
And he not cheating the game.
Nah,
he's coming hard every possession.
Yep, he's a hooper.
Yep,
I thought that was interesting in terms of the East basketball. And I also think what's interesting is that's been going on unsaid is sometimes you got to have tough love with some of these young boys. And that's why I like the Miami Heat. Because Tyler Hero was out there wilding last year. And guess what they did? Sat him down.
Yeah.
And this year, he looked like an all-star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Spoelstra know what he's doing though.
Spoelstra definitely know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
Riley's dedicated to bringing in talent that's going to put them in a position to be competitive.
Absolutely, I respect that. Like they let the players know you're not bigger than this game and the team. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm looking at Tyler Hero play, and he looked a total different dude because he had that great finals, and he thought he was the man. Mm-hmm. Down there in Miami, he started wilding out in Miami. Young boy, you can't blame him now. Don't get me wrong, because he's still young, got a lot of money in his pocket, and a lot of privilege. Yeah. But he's got humble, and he's come back like a beast.
Yeah, because I definitely I shouldn't say second guessed him, but like you said, last season wasn't right for him coming off that playoff run.
Yeah, the bubble run.
The bubble run. And so to have that experience of getting sat, to see what he's doing this year, it definitely proved me wrong because I was expecting more Jeremy Lin than what he's giving us right now.
Nah, I say hats off to him. You know what I'm saying, for accepting it and being better for it. At least he has been in the first 8 games. Yeah.
So what do you think about Kyle Lowry down here in Miami?
I love Kyle Lowry in Miami. I love Jimmy Butler in Miami. You got two. Those are two alphas right there, and they both going to keep everybody in the locker room accountable. And you don't got to keep Tucker accountable. Mm-hmm. You don't got to keep Bam. You just got to show Bam how to do it. Mm-hmm. But Bam is one of them grinders too. He's a hooper. Mm-hmm. Bam just needs the right guidance. Mm-hmm. So you got Tucker, you got Jimmy Butler, and you got Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry and Tucker are going to help Jimmy Butler be accountable every day. They're gonna remind him that he's got to be that guy every night, versus him getting upset and thinking, knowing he's the guy and then letting that affect his play. I think now he got somebody that he could talk to that understands what he might be feeling in certain moments in the game too. So I like their squad. I think they're gonna be dangerous.
Yeah. They got enough championship pedigree with youth and veteran leadership. They got it all, and they look like they already got the gel and the cohesiveness, and they got that that grit. The goons from what do they call them? The goons from Dade County. That's what
Dade County goons.
Yeah, well, right now they're number one in the East.
They first in the East.
Is it 6-1?
Yeah.
So they're looking strong right now.
And Cliff made a good point. They got the championship pedigree with Tucker and Lowry, but they got a dog that wants a championship bad in Jimmy Butler. That's a heck of a combo right there. So and then they beat, and the other thing they did, they got a feather in the cap because they know how to beat Milwaukee.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
that's right.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yep. So got the Heat, the 76ers in the second spot.
Yeah, they balling without Ben Simmons, which is good.
Yeah. Bulls in the third spot. Raptors.
Love the Bulls, man.
Yeah, Raptors, Nets.
I haven't really seen the Nets play.
Yeah, I watched them last night. They look good.
They starting to pick it up.
Yeah, Harden looks a little out of sync right now. But he's coming back. He's working his way back.
Yeah, no doubt. They got somebody else on their squad that really picked it up.
Patty Mills.
Patty Mills is definitely filling in for.
LaMarcus Aldridge playing well too.
Yeah, and so is Blake Griffin, even though he got hurt the other night. I don't know how severe it was, but Blake Griffin is playing well. Yeah, man, they're looking good. DeAndre Bembry's playing well. He's doing his thing.
That's family right there, right?
That's definitely family. Big shout out to Essence, who his mom, who was on the show.
So he's on Brooklyn.
He plays for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's stepping up, man. Give him some good points, man. Get some good defense. Yeah.
I like it. And they got the Wizards and Knicks.
Got the Knicks and the Wizards, Cavaliers, Hornets, Bucks, Hawks, Celtics, Pacers, Magic, Pistons.
Yep. And to be honest, the Pistons, they don't got Cade Cunningham yet, right?
He came back 2 games ago, I think.
Okay.
So I think he's definitely playing tonight.
I know who has looked good. That kid from the Raptors, Scotty Barnes.
Yeah. He's
looked good. And the kid in Houston is a problem. He just playing on the back team.
Green, yeah. Yeah.
He just don't even know what he's doing yet.
No.
He's just out there just doing it. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I noticed in terms of rookie play. That's what I've noticed. Jalen Green and Scotty Barnes. I haven't really seen Suggs in Orlando yet. If he's done anything, that's his name, Jalen Suggs.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't seen him
down in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've seen the ball, the little ball, not Lonzo. LaMelo. He was
Mobley's been playing well. The other rookie from USC, he's in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, Mobley. Yeah, he's been balling.
He's been doing his thing too. Yeah.
So
I saw a nice dunk last night. Golden State was playing Charlotte, and Gary Payton Jr.
Oh yeah,
left hand banged it on Kelly Oubre like he stole something. Yeah, it was pretty rugged. There's been a couple of good dunks. So it was another dunk, and I was surprised that the guys were defending the rim like that, because these guys don't like to, they don't like to get dunked on. But what game was it? Oh man. Oh, Jaylen Brown. He came down on the Celtics and dunked on who were they playing? The Celtics the other day. The guy challenged it too, right at the rim. And
they played the Magic last night.
No, it wasn't last night. It wasn't last night.
I need this clip, B.
Yeah, go look up Jaylen Brown dunk this year. I think who'd they play? He bodied somebody, and it was ugly. Was it Indiana?
Was it LeBron?
No,
they didn't play yet.
They didn't play it yet.
Jaylen Brown dunks on.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown bodied somebody. Jaylen Brown.
Miles Bridges.
Yes, that's it. Play it. Cue it up. Let it play. That's the best. That was it. Miles Bridges. Sorry about this, Miles, but you got to get exposed.
Well, Miles is usually the one exposing, so
yes. Well, Miles, he got what they say in Karate Kid. Put him in a body bag. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got dealt a bad hand on that one. I was trying to think of another one too. Actually, I think he has one too, Miles Bridges, this year. But the Jaylen Brown one was real special. You got it, Hawk?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I do it the right way.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Drop that down. Nah, that's not the way. That's not it. That's not it. Sorry, y'all.
He learning how to cue up the highlights. We gotta make this like, we gotta start making this show like what's that one on ESPN where
First Take?
Nah, my man is the host now, but he used to be on Partner Interruption, and they say, "Hey, Stat Boy," he would have all the things we said wrong, and he posts all the highlights. And then he got his own show, Tony Rioli, I think his name is.
Tony Rioli, Around the Horn.
Around the Horn, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was Stat Boy initially. Remember that?
Yeah.
With Party Interruption.
Mm-hmm.
And he played all the highlights and the clips. And next thing you know, he had his own show.
Oh, I know I do. I got it.
Yep.
Here we go.
It looks like it. Yep, I see Jaylen on that wing.
Brown.
Oh.
Brown.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no, he didn't.
Brown just came up huge. So that just punched away, but
yeah, that was just had to foul him, but they might show the replay of that dunk.
Here
it is.
Here's Tatum. And Bridges has had his fair share of dunks, but Jaylen Brown says, "Take that with you, Miles Bridges."
Pretty good one right there, right?
Got him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was dope. That was nice.
Yeah, that was the one I saw it. I was like, whoa, Nelly. Yeah, he got him good.
That was nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yep. So hold on, let me pull this back up though. Okay. When we hopped over to the East, we really flush out the West.
Okay.
Jazz in the first place, Warriors.
Yep.
And second, but same record.
Yep.
You got the Mavs, the Grizzlies, the Lakers. All right, let's talk about the Lakers. Though. I know we kind of touched on them, but what y'all really feeling about the Lakers?
Nothing crazy yet. I mean, I think they're playing what I kind of way I expected. It's gonna take a minute. They're gonna be in every game. They're gonna have some low points. I don't think that was a bad loss to whoever the Oklahoma City Thunder loss was horrible. But I haven't seen. I like the way Anthony Davis is playing. Mm-hmm. I like the way Carmelo Anthony is balling. LeBron is the other day. I hadn't seen LeBron head down in a long time. Mm-hmm. Head down to the Baja. That's what he was doing the other night against Houston. I hadn't seen him do that in a long time. Not settling for that jump shot all day. Mm-hmm. And he was giving us a lot of mid-range, which he haven't really shown us in about 4 or 5 years. It's been layups or 3-point shots. So he looking nimble. Let's put it that way. And
he's out tonight, right?
Yeah. But
why?
I think
What happened? Is it time management?
Precautionary. Yeah, but I think with him is with all these guys out in the squad, it's gonna help him out with his minutes. And he ain't gonna look. He's not gonna look flushed at the end. I got to see Vogel step up on the defense though with his defensive philosophy because you got a different squad. You got to do something different to address the defense on this team. They're not young. You got to figure out a way you can mask different sets and just kind of confuse.
So what Ariza?
He had surgery.
When's he coming back? Was he?
It was an 8-week process, 2 months. Yeah.
Well, they have a rematch against the Thunder tonight, and not only did the Thunder beat them, they put I want to say 118 on them. So
they did.
Again, you can. It's a lot they can get out of tonight's game.
Yeah. You think Russell's gonna have a breakout game against these guys after what happened last time?
I don't know if it's necessary for him to have a breakout game. They just need to go beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they're better than him.
But I'm saying, considering Russ, and what happened in the last game,
he had a great game. He just had a quadruple double instead of a triple double.
I'm saying, but in terms of the way that game ended, do you think that was the Oklahoma City game, right? Where the end was kind of ratchet to do, and Russell.
Well, because the guy.
Do you think Russell carry? Yeah. Do you think Russell carry a chip on the shoulder into this game?
It's hard to say. I don't even know, man. He grown. I mean, if he's still holding on to that game.
I mean, the fact he blacked out to me was a little like, come on, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
Considering you and what you're known to do,
it don't make no sense.
And the the next game, I don't know if you were watching, but at the very end of the next game, they were up. I don't know who they beat. They were up 30, and Dwight Howard hit a 3 at the end. And Russ was clapping and waving and celebrating.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be against the unwritten rule.
Disrespectful to
30 shooting threes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
30 shooting threes.
So Russ don't know what, he don't know what type of etiquette he wants to follow.
Playing like B Dot. Every time I see him play now, it reminds me of that B Dot, that guy that imitates everybody.
Oh yeah,
and actually got him down pat. Yeah,
he character himself.
Yeah, he's a character. He's actually playing like D Dot says he's playing. It's like, man, Russ. But it's just so funny that if he could just get it, you can't even do what he does. Yeah. Look at that. Like
Derrick Rose.
He wake up being a triple double. I don't think he's Derrick. You know who I call like Zion is a Shaq. He's a Shaq Barkley baby. I call Russell Westbrook the Kobe Allen Iverson child.
Wow, Kobe Allen Iverson.
If Allen Iverson and Kobe had a baby, it would be Russ Westbrook.
Really? Okay.
that's how I kind of look at Russ. Just hard headed, but and then got to make a statement. I'd rather him wear jerseys than dresses.
See, I wasn't trying to go there, but if you put the Lakers, you say, which one's the fashion designer? It'll be him. He's just, he's a certain bravado.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's like, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
He, in terms of his play on the court, he's a phenomenal player. Just a little erratic and out of control sometimes. But we wish him the best, because I definitely want to see the Lakers get a chip this year. I want to see LeBron get number 5. It'd be cool, I think. What you think, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be all right. I'm a Laker fan. This is a struggle. I can't even front.
He hates it.
I just being honest as a Laker fan. It's like A-Rod being a Yankee. I never liked it, but it is what it is. It's just it's just. I like Pinot, and I don't like red wine. That's it. You chocolate and vanilla ice cream is certain ice cream I don't like. That's it. They all good. Don't like it. That's it. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
We got our acquired taste. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But I will celebrate the Lakers. I won't be like Dusty Baker. I quietly want them to win. But it was when they won the championship in the bubble, it didn't even feel like a chip. I swear. It just didn't feel good to me. I felt dirty.
I don't know why.
I felt dirty. I just did.
I don't get that. I mean, everybody's playing under the same conditions.
No, not because it was the bubble. It was just that I had watched LeBron win the championship with the Lakers. I was like, I felt dirty.
No,
I was like, that's all. But I want him to get. I want Westbrook to win. One, and and I would like to see Carmelo get one too.
That would be nice.
That would be dope. So, it is what it is.
Yep. All right, so we got the Nuggets, Kings, Suns, Clippers, Timberwolves, Trailblazers. The Blazers. Talk about the Blazers.
Dame don't look like he's into it to me. I mean, you got to figure he has played a lot of basketball because, he played on the Olympic team. He played in the playoffs last year. He didn't get a lot of time off, dropped the album, got married, had all that, a lot going on. But, again, you just don't see – because he missed another what was it, a game time 3 at the buzzer last night. But they flat, and they're nothing without him. So,
would you trade Dame for Kyrie?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. I definitely would.
I would. I think Kyrie's a better player, but I think Dame would be a perfect fit for what the Nets need to get done.
And you don't have the headache.
You don't have the headache.
You got the closer. You got yeah.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other day they had a trade for with Indiana that with Ben Simmons that they scoffed at, and I thought that Philly should do it, but then a couple of Sixer fans that I know, they said, "Nah, we can't do that." It was a first round pick, a future first rounder, and Brogdon and Karis LeVert for Ben Simmons. And the feedback I got from the Sixer fans was that the Sixers need a really true point guard, and they don't really have one. And Brogdon is not a prototypical point guard, and neither is LeVert. They need somebody that can really control the game and distribute the ball and make, and obviously shoot a little bit, but that Brogdon wouldn't really be that guy. He's more like a non-shooting Seth Curry with a better defense. And LeVert is like just him and Tobias Harris could be the same person.
Yeah. He's Cam Reddish to me.
True. Yeah. So I didn't know what you thought about that, but the GM from Philly, Daryl Morey, has to understand, like, your man is damaged goods.
Yeah, so, nobody wants that headache.
Yeah, not even a headache. Like, if you trade for him, what Ben Simmons doesn't understand, if he leaves Philly, the problem doesn't go away.
No. And I think these other owners, and they know that too. Not owners, GMs, they know that too.
We're gonna be in the playoffs, and you're gonna have to face those demons in the postseason.
Yeah, you want to see him prove himself that he's overcome those demons before you want him on your
It's squad. Not a Sixer problem.
Yeah.
It's not. And yeah, Doc Rivers and Embiid did what they did. They said what they said, but they said it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't put him in that position, they wouldn't have to say that. So I don't know if I'm a GM, I don't know if I do it, because when you get to the postseason, he's still got to do something with that. So he's still gonna get fouled, right? Because trust me, somebody's gonna foul him to see if he can make. And what happens when he missed that first free throw?
Oh, it's all downhill.
Yeah, and the problem is you don't know when and if he's gonna ever bail out. If he's gonna feel too much pressure, too much heat, and then say, "Okay, I'm out of here now."
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
You just can't trust him.
Can't trust him. Yeah, so
like Chuck D said,
can't trust it. No. Yeah,
crazy.
You guys watch the Wu-Tang saga on Hulu?
Bro, that's the best thing out.
everything, man. My wife come in from work on Wednesdays and wasn't on last night because I think the season is over. But she'll come in and I will be washing the dishes or we cooking, and I'll just say, and she knew it's on tonight. I'm like, yep.
Bro, that's the best thing since The Wire.
Yo, they did a great job, man.
Great job. Big salute to RZA, Power, Meth, the whole clan.
Yeah, they did their thing.
Yeah,
question though,
amazing.
why does RZA doesn't talk like the RZA in the show? Why does he talk like that?
Well, RZA does have a speech impediment.
Yeah.
He talk kind of like it's a little small speech impediment. You can hear
but it's not an impediment
that
this guy does. He says, life is tough. Yeah, it can be tougher. I gotta run. I gotta go. I can't stay. I like you. I don't. Like, I don't understand that part. Like, so I had to put on some RZA videos and listen to him talk because they're so close in terms of how they tried to how they tried to match everybody up, and they did a great job.
Great job. Casting was
dope. Man. Yeah. Raekwon, the chef, he's dope. I love his character. I love Ghostface Killer's character. They did a great job with that show, man.
And it's real life stories.
Yeah.
They exaggerate in areas from what I've been told. Just they add on, make it theatrical.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's it's their life story, and you get to see how Wu-Tang came together.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing story.
It is
an excellent execution of this thing. Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
What was it? Wu-Tang, an American Saga.
American Saga.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. I just wasn't asking curious you guys were watching it, but yeah, it's a good show.
Again.
Yep.
We went over Cliff's picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey man, salute.
Oh well, we can revisit the because we got a
the Zatch Patch. Oh yeah.
We got some Vicks to talk about.
We do.
And since we on the Woo started it.
Yep.
Because remember that Woo and that yellow represents San Diego, that first win. But again, that was our 36th episode.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's where that Woo came from.
36 chambers.
And then we got the Queen representing.
I remember that one.
Queen City,
that's Charlotte.
That's the Charlotte.
That was Charlotte. I remember that one. Yep.
And then we got the
Eagles.
The BE, the Eagles.
Okay.
We reduced them to flies. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we got the latest three. That's the last 3 weeks. We got the NE and the NY.
New England and New York.
NY's in New York. And we've been dusting those New York Giants, riding them like our little ponies. So that's them. That NE's on the bottom. Since we defeated them in overtime, nothing more patriotic than a bald eagle. That's your New England Patriots down there. And over to the right, we got the Vikings. You can't really see that, but that it says sparkle, but it's purple. So that represents the Vikings, and the defense played a sparkling performance. We were backup quarterback, no Dak. So we represented. We got the 6 wins so far up on there.
Going for 7.
Going for 7 this week. Who we got? We got the Broncos.
You need to get an old that show, the old Dynasty episode. Put a Dynasty patch on there for the Denver Carrington. Oh, that'd be hot. Yeah, that's what's up. I love it.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. That's nice. The IZM Sports, Zatch Master, Dallas Cowboy.
I gotta make a clean copy, but the black quarterbacks are 38 and 35, fellas.
3 games above 500. You gotta pick it up.
38 and 35. Yep.
Okay, 38, 35. Okay, well, listen.
Yep.
Above 500.
Above 500.
Above 500, but
Listen.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. About to get something to eat.
All right, fellas. It's been a good one.
Good show.
Yes, sir.
See you guys next week.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace out.